Hi everybody, Joe Rebelo here, known in the internet martial arts world as Kenpo Joe. I was watching a friend of mine the other day, and I call him a friend, and he is a friend, and he was going over a particular weapon with his students, and it was a good demonstration, but there was two phrases he said that really kind of irked me. And at one point he was talking about how he considered someone just standing there doing drills with their weapon weird. And then later on, he also stated that this is the worst thing that you could possibly do is just stand in place doing this. Huh? Look, simply stated, you gotta start somewhere with any weapon. And again, when I worked with Ed Parker, he would call these embryonic basics. These are also hand isolations when given with any given weapon. I'm using the Nunchaku in this case, but just to give you an idea, I'll take one of the many disciplines of weapon arts that I've done, Nindoru Kobujutsu, which is, again, the ancient martial arts, in reference to Okinawan weaponry or Ryukyu Kobujutsu and later Kobudo. So, I want to take just 5 basic drills. I have to start from a static pose or posture. Why? Because I want to focus on hand isolations with the weapon. I don't want to have to walk and chew gum at the same time. I don't want to pat my head and rub my belly. I want to focus on the weapon, especially with a flexible weapon which can deviate even slightly and clock me in the head or any other extremity of my body. So, I start with my basics. I'll give you just 5 or 6 basic drills. So again, number 1 is an overhead strike and catch. Reach, strike the person in front of me. Okay, just doing 4, that's all. Then I go to my next section, which is my second drill, which is learning side guard. I go to my side, I go to center. I go to my side, I go to center. I go to my side, and like so. The third one is going side to side. So I go to my right, I bring it over to my left, right, left. Now I realize, by the way, we'll keep going. Let's keep going, right? So that's 3. So 4, I go to my side guard, and I come straight down and back. Side guard, straight down and back. Okay. And then 5, I'm going to bring it over my head like I did for 1, and I'm going to elaborate on it by bringing it over my head, across my waist, around my back. Then over my head, across my waist, around my back from here. I can make the circle big over my head, or I can make it small in front of me. Oh my gosh, I went to the middle. Oh no, at the top of the weapon. What will I do? Be like everybody else these days. But anyway, right? How many, man, if I had a quarter for everybody I saw who chokes up at the top of the weapon and never slides down and definitely never goes to the end of the weapon, I'd put a down payment on a Porsche. But that's not the important part we're talking about right now. What we're talking about is then, once you internalize those movements from that hand isolation so that you do not strike and or injure yourself, you then add footwork into the action. Most basic footwork we have is stepping forward. Now, we can step forward in a line or a circle, right? So let's take that number 1. And what if I'm here and the opponent's over on my left and I want to step with my right and hit? And I want to step forward and hit. Now I want to retreat back and hit. Now I want to retreat back and hit. That's pretty cool. Okay. What about the second drill? Okay. I start from my center. I step forward. I step up, natural stance. I step forward. I step up, natural stance. I step forward. I step back. I step back to my guard. I step back. I step back to my guard. I step back. I step back to my guard. Now, if I want to make it a little smoother, I go to center, I go to side. I go to center, I go to side. I go to center, I go to side. And I can do the same thing, moving in reverse. Hey, I can also shuffle and keep that same side forward, advancing or retreating. Jump switch, and again, I can do it with that shuffle and retreating. Now from there, as I step through, side to side to side to side, back side to side to side to side. I can shuffle with it too. Advancing or retreating. Jump switch. In place. Shuffling. Retreating, shuffling. Hey, what about 5? Ooh, that'd be interesting, right? Back off, strike with the pommel, come around my head, come across. Back, step through, come across. Back, step through, come across. Back, retreat, across and back, across and back, across and back, across and back. Wow, what if I'm facing 2 guys? I'll hit this guy, I'll come back, a little faster, hit this guy. Oh, here comes a guy over here. Look out. Wow. Boom. Look, I'll advance. Oh, here comes another guy. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, here comes another one. Oh, around and across. Excuse me, I'm going a little too slow for myself. Around and across. Hey, around and across and then step back with that. Around and across and step back with that. Now I'm combining foot maneuvers with that same movement. This is the key we're talking about, folks. First of all, have solid foundations in place. Work your drills. Work your hand isolations. Hey, did we do 4? No, we didn't. Let's do it. Ha, hey. Ha, hey. Block, trap, throw him. What? Block, trap, throw the guy. I could come back. I can come back. I can come through back. I can come forward, strike. I can shuffle up and use my rear hand. I can shuffle up and use my front hand. All these different basic drills I can do incorporating footwork. Like I said, I enjoyed his video. I enjoyed him talking about footwork, but I didn't enjoy the fact that he kind of poo-pooed the fact that standing in place was the worst thing you could do and was weird. Man, people have been calling me weird for years, so that really doesn't surprise me. But that action, that motion, done in place as a solid foundation for the logical progression of training in any weapon is a staple and a keystone of your ability to learn how to use any weapon. Well, this is Joe Rebelo. Get off my soapbox now. Just wanted to get that out of my system. There's so many different footworks you can do. Again, check out Mr. Parker's Infinite Insights into Kenpo Volume 2 or 3. 2. And going over stances and footwork and incorporate this with not just the nunchaku, but any weapon. But first, do it in place. Until next time, keep training. Push the button, Joe.